an A game to it. We are live into the game, though, of course. Fnatic are going to be starting off on that CT side, looking to put up the brick wall. GODSENT, meanwhile, with a T-sided start.
GODSENT did play on this map yesterday versus Cloud9 and ended up only getting 12 rounds on the board. So, picking it up versus likes of Fnatic. It's going to be interesting to see if they're able to utilize the warm-up they had yesterday against a solid lineup into this one. GODSENT has a solid opportunity to go for these shots, missing a couple of first ones, but not going to be making the same mistakes. And Crims helping out his teammate as well. Dragon, unfortunately, unable to accomplish much there, leaving last two players left alive. CTR going in towards Donut, trying to find this pick, help out his teammate, but Joel going absolutely ham, going to be able to pick up multiple Crims turns in a round, trying to go in for the competition here, but unable to contend. CTR got very low HP, and unfortunately for him, the Julies are here to end his streak.
Comes close, though. Definitely comes close there. Nice round coming in from Joel to find something in the mid-round, and I thought with that kill coming through onto Crims, they'd have a decent chance, but they just weren't in position to really capitalize, unfortunately. So they will eventually be bested. And as you so rightly pointed out, ZTR too low to really do anything. So Fnatic opening up, picking up the pistol. This is not what GODSENT want, right? GODSENT want to be the ones dictating the way that this game goes. That's certainly, with a map that you're very solid on as well, how you need things to start so that you can have that control and really bring in your favorite game to it and play your own game and hope that Fnatic can't match up against that. As it is, Fnatic is going to be in really solid control, in fact, of this one. And with an eco coming out, Fnatic will see them move up to 2 more likely than not. And GODSENT going to have to really battle in this first rifle to wrestle back that control.
And not sure what they're going to be able to accomplish in this round, especially against these, obviously, Famouses and MP9s. A bit of bank could be made for Fnatic, trying to make sure they can cement their lead, at least in this first half. Deagle and Joel, though, come out. He's been a rather sharpshooter with that gun. Going in for the pick in towards that donut position. Has gotten good opportunity, but the smoke going to be denying them any information, allowing them to push up in towards the red room. Cadu's one hand. Lovely house scan going in for the spray, but the deal coming out sharp. The shot coming through. That's going to be a rifle in the hands of these players, but Flash are going to be peeking around the corner. Going to be able to just absolutely slap these players down, but again, the Deagle is just going to be too strong at this point in time. So at least they managed to get 2 kills there, Skriv, but not the end of the world for Fnatic.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy with that on the GODSENT side, though. Just make sure that this CT economy is on the ropes. So it's not a bad result, and of course they come into a buy of their own, but you see, you know, the money drains because they have to drop across and whatnot, so teetering at the moment for Fnatic. They want to make sure that they find this one cleanly. GODSENT, though, hoping to actually put something on the board with a buy as strong as this. They should be able to contest relatively well. Decent nade damage there onto Draken. Not a bad start. Draken going to go aggressive through the Molotov. Spreads to him, takes him down. Very low indeed, but he finds the headshot onto Mezzi. Beautiful shot. Meanwhile, the A aggression catches Joel at the worst possible time, and they will manage, therefore, to trade things back into a 4-on-4. But look at the B bomb site, completely open right now.
I'm not quite sure if you meant to, Joel, that is. He went up the sort of ramp, a little bit of the stairs, and he changed the position. His crosshair was completely off. Rusty goes over the peak, gets one, but the trade comes out rather sharp and fast. ZTR going in for the kills, but it's instantly going to get traded off. Really well played by Fnatic, but they're now going to be down to 1 person. An MP9 versus these 2 players isn't the end of the world. Yeah, switched up. AK in hand now. Plopsky, only 2 HP. Should be able to make this. Bomb does go down. It's going to be this 1v2 retake scenario. There's no defuse kit in the hands of this player, though. Keep that in mind. Smoke as well. He has got that Deagle in his back pocket. Got a decent chance to be able to make this, but at this point, do you go in just for the save if you got no defuse kit and you're this late and it's the A site?
Yeah, that is going to be the move. So it's very unfortunate. Obviously, they don't get the info of how low these players are, so It's a bit sad. If he knew how low they are, he might have moved a lot faster into the bomb site, right? But they set up perfectly. They were completely spread, not giving away any early frags, right? So it's just very, very difficult in a 1v2 like that to really get anything done. So there you go. GODSENT, first round on the board. Not a bad look at all. I think they'll be pretty happy with the way that they get it out, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, going into that round after having got obviously a couple of kills versus fnatic, putting the pressure on the economy, like you'd mentioned, has worked out fantastically because we now look at the buy coming out from fnatic. It's a little bit desperate, a little bit spread. Sliding off spicy, Draken for the first kill.
Yeah, another one coming through. Nice find from Rusty. Great frag there into a 5-on-2. And that might just spell the end of the round from the get-go, to be honest with you. GODSENT with their initial aggression. It looked like fnatic wanted to get into their faces, but GODSENT really playing well. Ancient become a bit puggier since these changes have happened. And by that, I mean just more T-sided, more fight-heavy, more 50-50s going on. That's what we see in towards middle, especially from fnatic. And just because of the strength of the T spawns now, I think they were bested by timings, really, and not ready to take the fights, unfortunately. So early on, we've got competition here. We've got GODSENT getting their claws in and looking pretty good on the T side. fnatic not going to have an easy ride of this one.
Yeah, I mean, just for information for you guys at home, they've played 21 maps so far in the last 3 months on this. GODSENT, that is. So they're fairly warmed up on it. Especially versus fnatic, who only played sort of 2, at least in officials. Who knows about Scrim? Mezzi has the opportunity, but unfortunately moves at the wrong time. Now leaving it in a 1v5. It's going to be super difficult to achieve. And well, especially when a player's going to do that. Just swings out wide and just slaps down a law. So 2-2 scoreline here, looking fairly favorable for GODSENT to be able to carry this on through to the 3rd round and take the lead.
Yeah, looking pretty good for GODSENT, to be honest. We see the individuals getting activated, right? There's, again, a lot of experience on this team. Draken and Plopsky, the ones that you look towards, really. But ZTR's got a bit as well. And I would imagine leading from the front on this team at the moment. So they play loose, they play fast. But so far, so good. And, yeah, a very impressive couple of rounds coming out from GODSENT.
Good pressure over towards the A site, and 3rd round on the board. We could potentially see the 4th one, so decent lead starting to be built up. And like you said, their aggression seems to be fairly well placed, especially with the change in obviously the spawns a while ago. This map has changed in the way it's played. Maybe fnatic need to adjust a few things. Being able to get those first 2 rounds, obviously pistol round win, and being able to convert the 2nd one as well is fantastic. But it's really what you do after that. GODSENT really put the pressure on the economy and look to do that, and they're going to have a lot of money in the bank after this round as well. If they don't lose any players as well, it's going to be even tougher for fnatic to be able to try and maintain any kind of pressure, which, well, with only getting 1 kill, it's not really going to be there, especially versus Draken, who had plenty of money in the bank. I think he'll buy an AWP into this. There's no real need for it. Oh, no, never mind. He knows better than me.
Fair enough. It's a change-up.
Spawn for it.
Yeah, I suppose. It's a change-up. I don't know whether they need the change-up, to be fair, at this point. They are running the show right now with the AKs, and putting an AWP into action does kind of slow down your pacing ever so slightly. So I would be somewhat careful, but like you say, he's got a bit of a spawn, hoping to get aggressive maybe. Double nades there. That's going to be Draken left incredibly low. Great start for fnatic off the back of those, and nice to see that, you know, they have some aggressive plays in the book, don't necessarily have to send bodies in there. These are the types of things that, you know, tier 1 team going to get cheeky with. Speaking of getting cheeky, Mezzi with the spam, can't find anything just yet. Joel on a creep has managed to get some pretty good control towards middle. It is being watched by Nikados here. Needs to find that frag, make sure that he doesn't go down, make sure he doesn't get timinged on. It's a pretty slow start-in from GODSENT. Little bits of control at the moment, though. It feels like fnatic are the ones running the show.
Yeah, they've still got some really good chokeholds. And talking of which, Nikados being able to get that kill onto Joel is fantastic. Mid completely dominated by fnatic. They've got the information as to what is going to go down. GODSENT going to be pushing in, but Flash is going to have them slapped to the side. ZTR unable to get any kills. Rossi going to be able to get a trade off. It's going to be back and forth, though. They're going to be losing so many players. Draken with this AWP might be an unfortunate issue. The bomb is going to get picked up, but you can't go for the plant at the moment. Rusty trying to clean out these angles, coming in from CT. The smoke isn't going to be covering up this player. Single shot, last bullet in the magazine. Bomb's looking to get planted. Roger is going to have to back off. He hasn't got the ammo. 2v2. Potentially on Fnatic's side. Never mind. Rusty gets the kill. Now Crims, legendary player. Going to be coming in from Spawn, but Draken has it locked down. Absolutely fantastic. So the AWP ends up working out. I think I do have a little bit of a question in regards to if it was needed or not. They did slow down their pacing, but maybe that's exactly what they needed to get that 4th round on the board.
Yeah, kind of crazy that they come away with that, to be honest with you. It was a solid, 4-on-3 at one point? So really questionable stuff from Fnatic. Dropping a massive round and just allowing GODSENT to get in there. It looked very, very good, but they let one slip the net. It was Rusty, and he made all the difference. So really unusual kind of pace there from the GODSENT side of things. Not really sure how they managed to get players in behind like that, but Fnatic clearly got some gaps in the defense, and this is really not looking good. A map that they lack the confidence on for sure. It was actually a map that they played an awful lot of when it sort of first came about. I'm talking like a year ago. So it's curious that it's kind of fallen away and become a map that they don't play very much of. And it kind of shows as well at the moment. The CT side is not looking great at all. They're letting some very, very winnable rounds slip away.
Yeah, they've had a bit of a focus on overpass in the last couple of months, but it kind of spread out across, obviously, Inferno and Nuke. It's a bit of a wider spread for them versus GODSENT, who are playing a lot more matches, it seems. Obviously not in that tier 1 scene as much. Maybe that'll benefit GODSENT coming into this. Dragon. Good attempt. These pistols could be dangerous, especially on a map like this, but I think GODSENT playing a little bit slower on this one. Haven't expected, and keeping track of the economy here should have a good idea that these players are going to be low on money. So pistol's going to be coming out. Bit of a stack from Fnatic over towards this site. We wait for GODSENT to stack up and to take a bit of an aggressive stance here, coming in from the tunnels position.
Yeah, looking to take the fight. There's going to be some aggression coming through. Mezzy will manage to find the trade, but he's going to be left completely alone now on this site. There's a quick rotation from Nikodos. I'm not sure whether they want to commit onto the B-bomb site. It is somewhat of a dangerous move here for the side of GODSENT. Mezzy looking for more on this. Deagle nearly comes away onto ZTR. Not quite close enough. And now Nikodos in the smoke looking to be cheeky. Waiting for his opportunity to arise as this smoke goes down. I'm sure he's got his knife out, so I don't know what kind of chance he's looking for, really. Roy at range will find one with the CZ. So maybe an opportunity for the P250 here. Has he been spotted? I think he sticks out round this corner. Not yet, it would seem. Oh, ZTR going to look away and will be able to just find the frags. The final 2 frags, in fact. Very crispy stuff from ZTR. That's going to be 5 rounds now for GODSENT. Really streaking ahead here. 5 in a row, in fact.
Really strong coming in, and I was saying a while ago, is the fact that Fnatic, yeah, being able to get that pistol round, converting the follow-on one is fantastic, but losing those 2 players was kind of the catalyst, as you mentioned very early on, that GODSENT were looking to try and take control of the economy, and that's exactly what they've been able to do. By going to be coming into this round, AWP as well from Nikodos. He is going to be playing fairly aggressive in towards B with it. Imagine mid control is going to be coming out from Fnatic.
Oh, Draken through the smoke finds Crims. That's so filthy. And Crims is going to be annoyed, is the safe way to put it. Yeah, I would imagine so. Not the best way to start off in, again, another key round for Fnatic. They've yet to put a rifle round on the board, so looking to hopefully find, something. And it starts off very negatively indeed.
Yeah, I think how he feels would be, a word begins with F, and then second word begins with O. I think that's how I feel anyway. Good spread going to be coming out from GODSENT. They've at least got a lurker over towards the B site. Looking to put some pressure on the A site. They know that this one's a little bit of a harder one for Fnatic. They've got rifles, but having 4 players only, they're not going to have as much map control Reading into this, though, smoke comes out, and GODSENT decide to go for a little bit of a different approach, looking to retake that mid position. They found a kill very early on here, but they didn't actually push into it. Kill through the smoke from Draken onto Crims. 30 seconds left. They are going to have to act fast and rather soon if they want to have a solid chance of being able to take over a site. Molly up in towards the red room. This is going to indicate that they could be, well, anywhere. They could be still doing an execute over towards A. That flash is going to be a perfect bait, keeping the multiple players over towards the A site.
Yeah, indeed. Really nice move coming through from GODSENT to just, indeed, like you say, keep the attention away from the B bomb site. Looks like it's going to be a save coming through from fnatic. They're going to let the round go by the wayside, save these 4 players, and give GODSENT a 6th. So once again, things are looking down and out for fnatic. It's very surprising to see, to be honest with you. Yes, it's a map that they maybe don't play a great deal, but we were expecting, you know, you start off on the CT side, you've got this strong team, right? Get GODSENT activated, get Roy in the mix, Fasha taking over the game, but they're yet to really find any kind of success, to be honest with you, right? They pick up the pistol, and that has always, for me, had a bit of a random effect to it from time to time. It's hard to consistently predict pistols. They were right place at the right time, relied on, I think it was GODSENT that found 2 very nice opening kills. And since then, they have completely struggled. A timeout coming in, but this might already be a too far gone type situation. 6 rounds on the T side for GODSENT is really solid.
I mean, how far is too far gone? Say if GODSENT get 8, 9 rounds, is that just gone?
Yeah, I think so, right? If they can get up to 8 on the back of this kind of scoreline, I think you'd say that they've done enough there.
I'm just going to double check as well, because I think I'm just... When I was looking at the stats earlier on, I don't even remember fnatic going up against a team on on Ancient recently and just absolutely slammed on it. I'll have to check later. I'm not going to delve into it now, but 2-6. Is it too far gone, like you were saying? We will have to wait and see a rebuy on one of the players there. So this is going to be another buy, thanks to the save from fnatic. It's a full rifle round. As you mentioned the last round, they've not actually managed to win a single rifle round as of yet.
Oh, aggression coming in. Bullets are close. Crims gets one with a nade. And another one's been set up. Plopsky left incredibly low as well. So fnatic getting aggressive towards middle. Again, we don't see that as much from the CT side anymore. And yet they find success with it. Joel has gone for a push out onto the A-bomb site, looking to really mess things up here. Roy will get the trade, but Plopsky, he's stuck around towards mid. And he found success, making it a 3-on-3. And a 3-on-3 that leaves the CT side guessing they're completely split. They're all isolated right now. And this is a bad look for fnatic. There's more gaps. Plopsky going to try and abuse them. Nearly catches Fasha. Tags him down to 19 HP, but making this round look more and more doable for GODSENT.
Nicodo is going to be the last player alive over towards the B site. So an AWP has not really done too much with that gun so far. It's time to shine. I do have my concerns, especially with the smoke coming off. Really chokeholding him to only be able to peek from one angle, and he knows that players could be coming in from that mid position. So now he's playing slow. Double smoke coming out. He's unable to go in for any kind of peek. He has to wait for the backstab coming out from Crims. And also Fasher, who's very late for this draw at the moment. So the bomb does go down. They do have time for this, but honestly, it kind of feels like it's too late to the draw, and Draken's going to be holding this angle with the AWP. Spots out the player, misses, but follows it up with a molly. He's not too greedy. No Kados is, though. He gets the kill. Plopsky falls. But that was a low HP player anyway. Molly out on towards site. This actually is good potential. Rusty onto Nikodos. Grim's position is known, but he gets the kill anyway. Smoke's going to be going down. Draken, last player left alive. It's getting taken down. He has to go in for the kill versus this play. He makes it work on that damage. And that bomb is going to be ever so close. Nice. Very well played.
That's so unlucky, man. That is so unlucky. The smoke goes down, and it just went a little bit too deep, so it means that Crims can't really go for the ninja defuse, right? That's what he was trying to go for there, and yeah, the smoke just went a little too far. I think the Molotov in the way made it really awkward. Again, though, another great round, you know, starting off for fnatic looking good, that they just can't convert. They can't make it work. The 3 versus 3 for GODSENT that comes back out. Plopsky just running rampant in towards mid, but they started off with an early pick and massive damage onto one of the players there. It was Plopsky, yeah. So, you know, really, really troublesome stuff for Fnatic that they cannot get these rounds on the board because they absolutely should be doing so. A team of their caliber, doesn't really matter the map, a 5-on-4 and a really strong 5-on-4 that they found themselves in. They should be getting that, and they don't. You know, yes, it comes close, but that doesn't really matter at this point. They need the frags. Roy will open up, and again, it's another clean start for Fnatic, so we look to them to once again convert this round.
That's a really good kill as well. Rusty has been a massive problem player for Fnatic. He's been catching them off guard so many times. We saw it on, I think it was actually the third round where he managed to make it through on the beach site and get the kills. In that last round, they managed to get the kill onto ZTR through the smoke. Plopsy was dropped down to, I think, like 48 HP or something, but they just couldn't quite follow it up with it. GODSENT has got an opportunity to be able to try and hold this. He switched up sites. I think this is a good call. He wasn't really doing too much over towards the B side, and he's not going to do anything over here as well. Joel enters in with a kill. Crims, he falls as well. 2 big kills. And all of a sudden, we're down to a 4-on-3. Fnatic started it off again with advantage on their side, but quickly fall to the wayside. Down to just 3 players spread across the map. Actually, 2 of them in mid make that 1 because Flash is going to be falling very fast. Roger is good. Well, Roll is going to be able to get a kill. Plopsky goes down, and, well, we're left in a 2v3. GODSENT just seem like they're kind of playing with their food at this point.
Yeah, especially Joel, man. He's having a great game, to be fair to him. Really impressive stuff, and he's one of the ones to watch on this team for sure. ZTR with the off angle will finish off both the remaining Fnatic players. This is getting kind of crazy now. 8 in a row for GODSENT. Fnatic, 2 rounds in a row there where they were in the prime position to take it, and they just aren't able to find it. It's absolutely wild to me that this is how it's going down. Yeah, crazy. Crazy, crazy. But GODSENT are looking really, really good. You do have to hand it to them. Some of their individuals looking fantastic, but as a team, they just seem to have that pack mentality down to a T and running rings around Fnatic right now, which I was not expecting to say this morning, I'll tell you that.
No, we came into this being like, okay, it's going to be a really good matchup at least. It should be interesting to see how GODSENT do. It's going to be, obviously, like losing up against Cloud9 yesterday. I was like, okay, well, they're going to have to come in here and actually try to prove themselves. Going to be a struggle. But no, they've actually been proving themselves a bit dominant. I will say for Fnatic, last time they played this map was about 10 days ago versus Furia. They lost that 13-16, and, well, Draken takes down Roy. Starts off spicily. We have seen what pistols can do. Last time we had Fnatic with pistols, they actually managed to do a lot of damage, but not the win. A-side does go under the control. The backstab from Joel should make this fairly clean for them. Spots out the Deagle, should get the headshot. Following it up as well. Negados with one of his kills on ZTR, trying to impact some damage, but the economy is too far gone at this point. Doesn't really make much of a difference.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. That is the one thing for GODSENT here, is that they've got money for days, so even if Fnatic get in, it's going to be a tough one. Another timeout coming through from the Fnatic side of things to just try and recover this half back into something serviceable. Obviously, the maximum they can get is 6. So, you know, it has evened out a bit more as the whole game has become kind of more T-sided recently. Past sort of 6 months or so. But this map has definitely, due to the changes, evened out ever so slightly. But it's still, I would say it's still CT-sided. Just not as much as it was. So, yeah, 2 rounds is not enough, is what I'm trying to say.
No. Yeah, I mean, it can be as CT side as you want, but if you're only going to be getting 2 rounds, it's definitely proven that the team have a few more issues on this map than you may well wish to admit. Early smoke going to be coming out. That should be blocking off Red Room. So no luck on that front. They're going to have to play a little bit more aggressive. Go for the early spray. That's exactly what happens. Smoke comes out. They're able to try and hold this control. But in all honesty, as much as they've done in this mid position, Scriv, it's not achieved anything for them. They've played aggressive. They managed to find a kill down mid, I think 2 or 3 times across this map so far, and yet they've been unable to convert that into a win. They end up then losing 2 players. So it's a bit of a, well, a terrible deal It's not one I'd end up purchasing. But what do you think about Ancient? Do you think it's going to be the second map in Counter-Strike 2? Can we hope?
Yeah, I reckon so. I think you know, Ancient will be
I think
there.
it'll be good.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice. This is a map that'll actually benefit from a lot of light changes because there's a lot of really like dark areas that can be a bit weird to get vision of. Donut Cave, red room lighting is a little interesting to say the least. So I think some sort of visual upgrades would be pretty good for this map actually.
Exciting times. Good aggression coming out here. Crims is going to be catching them off guard. Goes in for the double kill, but only going to be able to find one. Popsky with a good trade. Double. As Roy is unable to connect those bullets in time. Mezzi going to get burnt alive.
They're actually playing really good Counter-Strike right now on the GODSENT side. There's not too much to it. It's relatively simple, but their individuals are just destroying fnatic. We had Joel a couple rounds ago. We've just had Plopsky into this round. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to see how GODSENT are matching up. I didn't think they'd be able to do this, to be honest with you, but really playing their hearts out into this series so far. And we do have Overpass coming up next. At the moment, looking like it's going to be pressure time for fnatic. We'll see if the diamonds are formed. But yeah, if GODSENT play like this, I could see Overpass even being a challenge for fnatic.
Yeah, I was coming into this thinking, okay, you know what? Fnatic should have Overpass at least. Ancient's going to be a struggle. Well, not struggle, it's going to be difficult. But they're a solid lineup. They should be able to come into this and be able to use, obviously, a solid skill level from their side to be able to try and at least take it. I think Overpass, they've won against some solid lineups in the previous few months. So I think that's going to do them some justice on that. But GODSENT haven't been doing terribly on it. They've got about the same playtime on this map, in officials anyway, over the past few months. Haven't won as many maps, but that might just be enough, especially if they can get into the heads of fnatic right now, who are so far behind. I mean, 8-round lead for GODSENT on the T side on Ancient is disgusting. And like you said, they are just playing good Counter-Strike.
Oh, nice. Draken gets aggressive. Nikodos will be very ready for him. Roy going to find Plopsky. Here we go. Surely they don't lose a clean 5-on-3 that they've just battled for. They will now have said it, of course, but hopefully not going to be the case here for fnatic. Nikodos does go a little deep. Roy's there with the trade, thank goodness, but I mean, there's a world in which he loses that fight himself, so really could have been disastrous. ZCR going to be tagged down through walls to 3 HP. He's not even seen anybody and he's already low. Going to go for the open plant here as the Molotov comes down. Joel needed multiple at once and he's just not able to get it done. ZTR, 3 HP. Surely not a chance here even to find a frag. He does get Roy there. So keeping the economy a little low here on the fnatic side is now the next goal of his. As that smoke comes in, though, he might just give it, to be fair. He does have the lineup for the bomb. Does have the lineup for the bomb. Takes out Crims. Very difficult to deal with. Not a lot of time left. ZTR going to play inside the smoke, but it's Fasher from behind that finishes him off. And thank goodness for that, because it was looking slightly scary for a second. Still, he makes it costly. He makes it difficult for fnatic to find themselves a super clean buy. And I think that GODSENT can be happy with that, right? Still got the potential of 12 rounds.
I mean, Joel went into this with 16k in the bank. That's all I'd say. They're laughing all the way to the bank. And that was such a solid round from fnatic, being able to get those first few kills. But again, GODSENT just making it costly, like you're saying. Really putting the pressure on them. And that lineup at the end there, absolutely beautiful. What we want to see. And the difference, what happened from fnatic there, is that they were actually able to play multiple angles of aggression rather than just focusing on that mid position. Draken straight in towards B. Takes care of business. Mezzi going to be the first one to fall. fnatic already on the back foot. They've not even spotted any other players. They've played aggressive in towards mid. No one's showing their face. GODSENT have learned their lesson.
Always scary when you see Draken getting confident, bro. You got to watch out for this guy, you know, taking peaks like that. I think when he's playing to his best ability, he's a very, very good AWPer. We saw a lot of that all those sort of years ago when he was in NIP. But it's that consistency that I think escaped him. But we'll see. If he can hit the groove in this game, then it doesn't matter too much. That's all we're casting. That's all we're bothered about. So,
Yeah.
you know, there is certainly a chance that a dominant win here, if they continue this trend, a dominant win here would be absolutely everything for his confidence. Missed shot from Nikados. Second one does land, but only the tag. Crims is here. Flash comes round. He's not able to find the frag. Can he get a deep smoke on towards the site? Does he go aggressive with it? Not looking too likely. Nikados is not smoked out here. Roy comes in to find a double. Nikados dropping the bomb, and that should be all she wrote. Joel has too many targets, and Draken is lurking with the AWP. Not a chance for him, and I think it might be a save angle on this one. fnatic closing the gap, and 10-5 is still doable.
I don't think he has any real reason to save. He can just play aggressive. So much money in the bank, they can full buy into this no matter what. Going into the final round. Being able to pick up some extra kills would be good. The ult was dropped. It has been picked up by Crims, so they should be able to save this into the next one. Oh, Roy being a bit too confident, and honestly, not the best idea, because he's entered into this next round with only 3.8k, so they've really put themselves on the weak side. So GODSENT are laughing. Draken's done his job. He managed to get that kill. Well, 2 of the kills at the end there, where honestly, fnatic did not need to go aggressive whatsoever. Yeah, I'm getting the vibes from Draken whenever he starts to get hyper aggressive like that of the Epsilon and the days of NIP, and it is a scary idea. I mean, that was a good amount of years ago. He's an absolutely solid player when he starts his run.
Yeah, Epsilon is a throwback there, my guy.
You know, sure. Boomer Counter-Strike.
Indeed. Smooth, you play with them at one point?
Very briefly, yeah.
Yeah.
Before they imploded.
Indeed, they did have a little bit of an implosion. Happens to the best of the tier 2 orgs. Nice openers coming in here, 1 for 1 as Rusty and Roy go tit for tat. Crims looking to get aggressive here. Oh, the timing would be perfect if he went for it now, but he's opting to hold the safe angle instead and just try and find the timing. Does get one. It's a 2-man setup with Roy. Is there a trade here onto Draken? There is indeed. Joel, the only one left, then he's got 3 to find. He does manage to get some space out towards A. Unfortunately, the bomb firmly in the hands of the CT side, so really going to be a challenge here. Looks like fnatic should be able to get 5.
GODSENT, they've managed to get 10 in such a solid fashion. It's all going to come down to fnatic can play as aggressive as well as GODSENT. In fact, that GODSENT only have to get 6 rounds on the CT side. You'd expect them to be able to do so. Whether or not if that's going to come to pass, we'll have to wait and see. We're going to throw to a quick break. We'll be back after this and after half time to find out who takes this first map. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a moment.
Just hung up, say you on the way. You, yeah. You, yeah. We could ride away. Down, down, skirt. Catch a fire with you.
Welcome back. We are here with the second half, of course. 10-5 at the turn of the half. Is 5 rounds enough for fnatic on that CT side? They had a resurgence towards the end to make it look decent. It's worth mentioning GODSENT got 10 in a row before fnatic were able to stop them. So really, really impressive stuff from GODSENT. We saw some great counter-strikes, some great individuals. You can look across on the right-hand side of your screen and see that they have everyone that they would want playing very well indeed, especially Joel, who had a few takeover rounds, as it were. Looking forward to this one, though, as we'll see what fnatic have got in the back pocket. Looks to be an A hit. There's a kit available and a fair bit of utility, to be fair, for GODSENT, but still going to be a difficult retake on a pistol.
And that is what they're playing for. Going in for that full retake scenario. They've left it just completely open. Leaving Joel to just play a little bit of an informational play. Mezzi searching out in towards this mid position, trying to work out what is going on, where these players may well be. Smokes are now coming out from fnatic. Should cause a rotation for these players to come on through. Mezzi looking to lock this down, but Joel with the headshot, that is big.
Yeah, that is a pretty massive frag. P250 goes down. Mid presence kind of dropped as well. Bomb is going to be planted, though, and like I said, it's a tough retake on the pistol. You don't have the sort of run and gun ability of the automatic weapons, so really going to be a challenge here. And when the gap closes into these Glocks, I'm very worried. I'm very worried indeed. Roy going to open up, finds Plopsky. Not quite ready for the second man. Will be a smoke onto the bomb, though, and just going to go for the hold. Could get away with this. Nikados finds the frag. Thank goodness. There is going to be that kit dropped in pretty close succession, but it's looking good for the Glocks. Another tap onto the bomb. ZTR does have the kit, but the spam is too strong, and fnatic come away with the pistol.
I just can't help but laugh just at how cheeky that was. They had three players, one after the other. Just be like, yeah, there's a smoke here. I've got a kit. I may as well go for it. fnatic, good response. Being able to get those kills through the smoke. If that had been diffused, it would have probably destroyed their mental going into this next round at least. But they managed to get the kills. P250 getting dropped right at the very start by Mezzi. Was a bit disappointed, but they had a follow-on up on platform over towards B, which worked out. Decent round for them. It's going to be Force Blind coming into this from GODSENT. A little bit of extra money from Drakon as he looks to try and save up for that AWP later on in the game. These 5.7s can be disastrous, especially on a map like this where you have a lot of close proximity angles. Sort of dangerous areas where you can play around, and like you mentioned, the low lighting isn't as good at points, so it can be difficult to get the early spots. Joel going to be mollying out one of the players. Being in that position is given away. They get the kill, but now one of the 5.7s I was talking about, ZTR, has an opportunity to be able to find a couple of kills here. They're going to be jumping on through, and that jump is going to leave him alive.
That's why they pay him the big bucks. Smart move. Good to remember that there could possibly be a two-man setup here. This is where it gets a bit more challenging for GODSENT, to be honest. fnatic off to a good start once again, as we saw in the first half. They couldn't quite, convert it into anything substantial themselves. But we're also going to see fnatic have control of where the fights take place and how they take place. So, really quite scary stuff, I would say. And I do start to worry a little bit for GODSENT if they can't figure things out early on, if they can't find rifle rounds themselves. We could see fnatic just taking over the half through their, immaculate team play. And the fact that Roy as well is really looking pretty unstoppable, it would seem. They didn't find a great deal of rounds on their CT side, but he was ever consistent. Mac-10's making money. Will be a couple surviving, and a drop there onto Mezzi as well, who's really struggling here. 3 and 13 for the in-game leader. It's a real test for an in-game leader as well. You've got all the top teams. You watch all that tape. You know exactly how they look, right? You come up against a Furia, you come up against a Na'Vi or whatever, right? You've watched them. You know what's up. When you play against GODSENT, you're not really as sure. So I would imagine that his in-game leading's taken a hit here, and especially low fragging as well. It really can get in your head, and he's certainly a vocal player, but maybe not the most vocal guy. So I can definitely see him struggling if he can't get some kills on the board, to be honest.
Flash has walked by a player here. Joel, I don't think even realizes he's just passed this player. As the saying goes, like ships in the night, passed on through. Oh, Rusty with the first headshot. Nikodar's going to be going down. Plopsky has got the USP in hand. Looking to try and back up this player. They tried this before. Molly's going to be going out, looking to deny them. Joel hits the headshot, missed the first one. Going to be able to follow it up. Crims with a little bit of damage as well. Does get the trade. Roy going to be coming up from behind. The MAC-10 makes quick work of one of the players. ZTR just going to be sitting in the smoke. Oh, headshot does come out from Plopsky. He gets the damage, not the kill. ZTR does help. These are a couple of guns that can pick up in towards this mid position. 3 on 2. This is looking spicy. Was that actually... Oh, there was actually a third gun there as well. They're able to recover.
Rusty with the AK and armor, that's what scares me. They're all going to move in through the cave area. Roy has somewhat missed this, so might not be expecting them as fast. Basher will get the Molotov down. Splits them up. Allows for the fights to come in nice and clean. Rusty does manage to find one, but he's not ready for Roy. Roy with the 3K on the MAC-10. Making it look easy, just mowing through them and saving fnatic from embarrassment there. Nearly dropping around against minimal investment. So again, that shakiness that we saw in the first half is rearing its ugly head.
Roy is just an absolute beast of a player. Just throughout the years, following him throughout his teams, it's really good to be able to see him playing at this level. I followed from him for a long time, especially within Copenhagen Flames. And he's on 22 to 10. Absolute beast mode at the moment. 10 kills ahead of anyone else. Nikodos going to be the follow-up one. And I was saying to you during the break, he missed a lot of his AWP shots on the CT side. He's got a lot to make up for. Draken almost gets a collateral as they line up. He's going to be backing off. Hoping his teammates can help him. He's going to be completely blinded. This is going to be an A-take.
Yeah, it looks good for them to get the bomb down at the very least. ZTR on the edge of the smoke, though, able to find Mezzi. Will be traded out. They're still keeping the man advantage for his boys here. Another plant attempt coming through, and another plant attempt failing.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's just way too clean from GODSENT. A missed shot from Crims as he tries on the AWP. It will just be Fasher then. The new blood can't get it done. Plopsky on the backside takes him down, and GODSENT surviving with 4, bro. Like, that is so clean from them. And I think fnatic once again going to be kicking themselves, so they just cannot convert these rifle rounds. Another pause coming in as GODSENT will start to look very strong very early on into their CT campaign.
I was going to question if that positioning from ZTR and getting that kill was worth it on the bomb planter. But, I mean, right away you could see how they position themselves up. They line themselves up into a spot where they could get a follow-up kill onto the second bomb planter, and it just worked so fantastically. GODSENT coming into that previous round, it's kind of the catalyst. They managed to get a bunch of kills, a little bit of extra money on each one of the players, so that when they went into the buy round, they could buy extra utility and know that fnatic's economy is going to be on the back foot. So they have 1 AK from Nikodos going into this next round, which I'm questioning the buy from it, but I guess going into the fall-in one, he's going to have around the same money anyway, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, Hero AK maybe expecting a kill or two, just keep the economy of GODSENT modest, but they need the rounds, man, and the rounds are escaping them. Nice find onto ZCR, though, with the contact flash. Might give the illusion that there's a strong buy coming in here. Draken looking to get a bit cheeky. Will drop that bomb importantly, and that forces, you know, the turnaround to come back in from the rest of the boys. It's still a 2 versus 2, however. Crims has recovered an AK. Roy's recovered an AK. They are somewhat split. Only 1 rifle player. The AWP obviously cannot capitalize on the fact that they have no armor and they could, you know, get the aim punch and all that kind of stuff. Crims, this is the fight. They're not ready for him. Oh, and he's going to line them up for the double. Massive round comes in for fnatic. They will find themselves a cheeky low buy. The Hero AK mid-rush works beautifully, and they are right back in the running.
Nikodos with the AK. I did question if it was worthwhile, Scriven. I mean, there you go. Right off the bat. That is the main reason why they're able to accomplish that. And Roy coming up from behind and being able to get at least 1 kill. And Crims with that end double kill. Absolutely fantastic. Timeout being called for GODSENT. I think it's probably the right time. They're now going to be on the back foot. They are forcing into this. And, I mean, that does make sense. AWP has been dropped over towards Draken. He's got armor. Decent buy all round. A little bit of lackluster utility on a couple of players. They're going to struggle. So if they lose a lot of this utility early on, any kind of retake scenario is going to be difficult. It's going to have to be very dry.
Yeah, this is somewhat of a challenge. I think you have to buy here, but like you say, they're not looking the best considering. Really scary then. fnatic closing the gap, looking good on the T side, and, you know, have a hero round that goes their way as well. It's going to be dangerous to deal with this fnatic side that are looking more and more confident and much more in control on the T side, as kind of predicted. Roy trying to find the spam. Doesn't come for him. There's no frags as yet. Mid control given across. They're going to abuse that fact. fnatic really, really gaining map control pretty much for free.
Roy looking to contest here. Maybe not. He's going to be backing off. Realizing that his team has got this mid position. Mezzi's made a call. Wants a little bit more of a influencing towards this mid spot, it seems. Donut is going to be under contention. ZTR. And, well, never mind. He's burning out the count. Joy was going to be here. Gets the headshot, but that's going to be all she wrote. Rusty gets the kill. Nice trade-off. This is going to be going down, but now 3v4 advantage on the side of Crims. The bomb is planted. This might well just be a save called out right off the bat. Now, Draken may end up going down if he's not careful. No, gets a trade onto Thrasher. Or not trade, or just a kill. With all things considered, decent round from GODSENT being able to save, but fnatic, fantastic execution. Being able to take out those two players in the donut position, even with the trade coming through, really going to work out in their favor.
Yeah, not a bad look at all. Not a bad look at all. This is really great stuff from fnatic so far. They are closing that gap, closing it convincingly. Oh, man. GODSENT. This is the caliber of team that you're up against, what they're capable of, and the ability to stay in the game, the ability to just really pull out a lot of the pocket rounds, a lot of the sneaky stuff. They had a very rough first rifle, but they were gifted, absolutely gifted around, and GODSENT are panicking. This is two timeouts in very quick succession. They really are worried here, and I think they're stuck completely for ideas, cannot figure out this fnatic side at all. And yeah, it's really showing in some of these rounds. Are they going to go for another buy? They are indeed, but again, it's another down and out kind of buy where you don't have a lot to work with. So yeah, very, very worrying signs that GODSENT are just panicking.
Utility's going to be a bit low. Never mind. ZTR does buy up into it. I'd like to see Joel spend that $300 on a smoke. Or realistically, at least another flash as they go into this. Still time for that. fnatic, on the other hand, they've just got absolutely everything they want. And Nikodos still has the AWP as well. Money-wise, they're starting to build up bank. After this round, they should be on a solid position. So they can buy into the next round no matter what happens here. Meanwhile, GODSENT, they lose this one. Plopsky's going to be the only one with any kind of money remaining. Joel didn't buy that extra beast of utility. I'm wondering if they're going to live to regret that. We'll have to wait and see. First initial damage comes out from ZTR.
No frag though, bro. He wanted that kill. It would have really put GODSENT in a solid spot, but unfortunately he's not able to get it, and it escapes him. So now you can see fnatic again looking for this map control, looking for the mid control in particular that they've been so good at getting and so good at abusing. But nobody peeking. GODSENT playing a very safe game, very passive here, just trying to get the game to the neutral and make sure that when the execute comes in, it's a direct 5-on-5. I think that's what they're after, really. They're not looking for any aggressive moves themselves, just hoping that fnatic come to them.
Dude, was flashed, as Rusty was pop flashed in. But there was no peek. That return molly is going to make his presence known. Smoke's going to be coming out as well, forcing the side of GODSENT to play around the smoke in red room. Draken with the AWP, not going in for an aggressive peek here whatsoever. So there's a very lack of information. A big lack of information on GODSENT's side. First piece of utility hits over towards B. Second one's coming in as well. 2 smokes should be landing either side, cutting off those CT positions. Smoke is going to deny the AWP. Unable to really see anyone. The shot does rain out. Plopsky going in for the shots. Unable to connect with anything here. Never mind, Draken. And Plopsky with a nade. Good entry kills. And now it's going to be that 3-on-5 situation.
Pretty poor stuff. Really difficult for Fnatic to deal with now, but the bomb ticked far way down. They don't have much of a flanking presence as well on that CT side. Big kill on towards Basher though. Roy going to try and do what he can. It's absolutely nothing. It's just down to the AWP. Too many targets. Trying to just take it out in the open, see what he can find. Nothing comes for him. And GODSENT finally putting a convincing stop to Fnatic, just as their lead was under threat, of course. Yeah, let them have the B control. Let them have the illusion of site control there, and the double nade that comes down. Brilliant stuff from Plopsky and ZCR. Really, really well done to just hold off and make sure that they can keep the site in their control without, committing too many players to the situation.
And they're playing it very safely. Just going in for 0 information or very, very little information play anyway. It worked out. A little bit of early aggression in towards that mid position, at least with the utility. But Mezzi's making the call that they push through it anyway. ZTR going to be looking to hold up against them. He's got the position, going in for the shot. He's going to be missing a lot, but eventually going to be able to find it. Especially with Joel's flash helping him out. Roy, straight towards Jaguar, goes down. Plopsky getting that kill. Fnatic on the back foot right off the bat. Not looking good. This could be a 13th round on the board for GODSENT, looking to win their map pick. Molly does work out, but the smoke coming in from the sideline, they may not realize there's a player here. They should have a read on it. The peek comes in. Crims goes down. Joel looking good. ZTR falls with the trades. Instantaneous.
Looking really good right now, isn't it? GODSENT, they've hit the groove again, and Fnatic have just run out of ideas. That previous round, I think, is a good example of that, to be honest, Tom. Very, very desperate. Very, based on the individual plays, looking for 1v1s. And they, unfortunately, don't win them. And it's as simple as that. There's not much else to that round. They just did not have the numbers. So really not looking good for Fnatic. They've tried so hard. If only a couple of those 4v3s, 5v3s were converted, then maybe we'd have a very different story. But that's not the way that it's gone down. This is where we're at. And Fnatic, I think, are down in the dumps at the moment. This is not looking good for them at all, as they will find themselves probably 14-10. And then they're going to have to win all the rifle rounds to bring it to a 16-14, or even getting to overtime would be really tough for them. So I think GODSENT are once again back in control of this game.
And just a refresher for anyone at home or watching, this is the first map in a best of 3. The EU close qualifiers for IEM Dallas 2023. And, Fnatic versus GODSENT. First map, like I mentioned. Second one's going to be Overpass, and the decider will be Anubis. On paper, GODSENT have advantage on both Ancient and Anubis. It's a bit of a surprise to see both of those maps in here, and the likes of Ancient getting banned out by Fnatic. Obviously not feeling too confident on that map, and I think they may live to regret not going with a different one, because GODSENT has been absolutely solid on this one, just pulling out all the stops and making Fnatic regret their choices.
All right, here we go. This is curtains time for Fnatic. They've got to make sure they find this one, because it is starting... Well, it's not starting. It is away from them. It is a GODSENT victory on the horizon. Which, even coming into a map that, Fnatic have not played a great deal of recently, I really did not see this one happening. GODSENT, though, stellar T side, really good from them. The CT side has been lacking a little, but they've got so many rounds to work with that they were able to spend the time figuring out for Fnatic, and it looks like they have done that. What's going on here? The jump across coming in multiple times. Mezzi going to go down on the initial attack. Joel finds Crims. Wow.
He just did a quick circle around. Was like, wait, no, not done. He goes back in for more.
Is just unreal right now.
Talking overall, unreal.
Okay.
Royd's a solid player, but doesn't realize that Plopsky's sitting there right behind him. Finds that kill. Nice trade-off. Now we're left with 2 players to try and do something here. The tag comes through. Fasher very low HP, and Draken knows he got the tag, so just follows it up with the USP. I think we can at least feel it that this is the end for fnatic, at least on this map, but it is a 1v2, so it's not over yet. 12 HP. This would be one hell of a clutch if you can pull out the bag. With this split from the players, it is going to be super difficult. At least you won't get double peeked from the same direction. It's going to have to be from 2 different spots. He needs to find this first player very early on. Knows where one of them is. He's going over the peak. He's got very few bullets left in his magazine at the moment, so he has to hold on to these bullets. He can't go for the taps. He's just getting baited out. And Draken just having fun, playing with his food. It's going to be 15th round on the board. Overtime is not looking likely, but there's enough for force coming into this last potential round.
Yeah, man, looking good, looking very good for GODSENT. This is impressive stuff from them. A turnaround into this second half. They were struggling. They were really not looking good. As I mentioned, they kind of panicked, right? 2 timeouts, very quick succession. Speaks towards a difficulty. But it worked. So, you know, can't knock it if it works, I suppose. And now fnatic really going to struggle to find anything here. Trying to go for a quick rush out towards middle. The mid-hold, though, is very ready for that. And they will actually call off the remaining players that were going in for the attack. Aggression trying to come in towards the B-bomb site. Goes south very quickly. Both players going down over there. There's only 2 that now remain for fnatic. And I don't see them finding an awful lot into this one. Crims will take the head of Joel, I suppose. Nice shot from him, but they should be able to just back off, play the advantage now, and yeah, use the math game in their advantage on the GODSENT side.
Yeah, if this was Roy alive, I'd say there's a, you know, at least a solid foot in for this, but because he's out of the park and he really has been the player trying to do something for fnatic, leading the charge at least. The rest of his team are a little bit lackluster at points. Nikodos has been doing a decent job with the AWP at times, but as mentioned, he has also missed a lot of shots. So we're playing with the rifle right now versus Rusty, who in his own right has been a solid player. Just every player actually on GODSENT has been so fantastic. They've been playing at their point brilliantly.
Yeah, it's really great to see. It really is. You know, you have this team that kind of came together. I think there were a lot of question marks, a lot of maybe has-been type players that have had their chance at the top and not really been able to find success with it. Can they find success at tier 2 even? It's so difficult. You know, there's so many games, so many different teams, and yeah, there's already sort of kings of tier 2 and this kind of thing. Can you dethrone them? Well, this would be a hell of a message to send, to be fair. Crims extending the game. He's on 2 HP, though. Not a chance that he finds this. Plopsky and ZTR just kind of play together, and they should easily be able to trade him out with just 1 bullet going to be required. Crims
They know
trying.
damage is out.
Yeah, I think they kind of know at this point. They're playing pretty confidently. Tap onto the bomb. Molotov comes in. I think he might just defuse through that, to be fair. He will indeed, and that's going to be the game. So 16-10 for the side of GODSENT. Very, very convincing stuff. Really great game from GODSENT, and I am, surprised to say the least. I think fnatic will be kicking themselves that they could not find something cleaner than that.
10 rounds in a row. Like, that is ridiculous. On their T side, they were just so dominant. That includes 4 times the bomb actually